Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Like I've said before, these videos aren't scripted, but I do kind of have like a notes app where I somewhat jot stuff down when ideas pop into my head. So I'm gonna try to hit these in order. That way, like certain notes don't fall behind, and like I never just like speak on them because like when they come in, they're good, you know. So I just kind of have to figure out how I talk about them here. So without further ado, this kind of follows up with our last video talking about support and giving that to friends or receiving it from friends. The next thing I would like to say on top of that is to not get caught up in, okay, in your journey. I feel like there's going to be certain people that you want to impress or prove something to or do it for them. You know what I mean? And that's all good in the sense of motivation, not so much in the sense of discipline in the long run, but yeah, it'll give you motivation, right? But there's going to be times where, and it's going to suck, where you realize that certain people really don't give a fuck. And it's really only hurts when it's like people like you're like, oh, I'm doing this for them or I'm gonna show them, And you really can't think like that because I guess an analogy that I kind of think of in my head is, you have your sign that says, look what I'm doing, and you're holding it up with your arms up. I don't know if you've ever done like lateral raises or you ever held anything up across from you or up top. No matter how light it is, even a cardboard piece of paper, gravity's gonna weigh your arms down and it's gonna freaking hurt. Right? So, you're working, doing hard things, working on yourself, trying to prove to this person or these people. And then you go and you hold up your sign, and these people kind of look and they're like, oh, okay. So then you go back and you keep working more, you keep working more. You come back and you hold up your sign again. Every time you hold up your sign, it might just be a cardboard sign, but your arms are still getting tired. And that pain that you're going to feel in your arms is going to compound and affect the work you do, like in silence, right? Like the work for yourself. Let me explain that. Because when you get like rejected or when you get like not when you don't get what you're hoping to get out of showing these people what you're doing, it's going to translate over into your work, into your journey, into your grind. It's really going to translate over and you're going to be like, well, what the hell am I doing this for? And once you get to thinking like that, then it's already over. And, not like in a selfish way, but this is really why you have to kind of just do things for you, because at the end of the day, it's your life, you know. After you do it for you, then you can really, help, your family, help your friends, help whoever, right? If your goal is to help people, but you can't do that until you help yourself, and that's not at all selfish in my opinion, right? If anything, it's very selfless if that's what you want to do. If your goal is to help people, right? Because I feel like that's not a bad goal. You're like, oh, I want to be rich to help people, right? Most of the time, people forget about that when they do get rich, but that's just one example. So, yeah, like, don't waste your time and energy holding up that sign or trying to show people what you're doing. It's good to pat yourself on the back, right? But when you focus it on one group of people or one person, that most of the time you're not going to get the reaction you want from them. But it's not their fault either. It's just that, you know, what's that? You can't control it, and that's okay. And once you understand that, you shift over to doing things for yourself, and that's when things genuinely get better.